Cheers to all the beautiful women in South Africa. This day we wish to welcome you in the chat room at Frida Villas. We wish that you will spend the time with us as we have our guest of the day, Yvonne Uys Motomong. She will introduce herself just now. What we will cover this day in the chat room is a woman standing in the shoes of a widow. We gonna go in depth into the story of Yvonne, and we're gonna listen to highlights. We're gonna listen to very dark and devastating moments in her life, but I don't want to outrun the story. Let me ask Yvonne. Yvonne, first of all, thank you for joining me this day. You are so welcome. I'm so blessed for you taking courage to be with me today. Kindly introduce yourself to the viewers. Thank you.
Good day, everybody. My name is Yvonne Motomong. I stay here in Promosa, Potchefstroom. I'm the mother of two handsome boys, Yvonne and Oslo.
Thank you. Can you kindly share with me the name of your late husband?
My late husband's names were Wachile Elliot, and his surname was Motomong.
Thank you. Share a little about him. When did you meet, and how did your love story unfold?
Okay, me and Wachile, we met in 2004. He was introduced by me by a friend. By then, I didn't want him. He waited for me for 1 whole year. I only said yes the next year. And he was a very patient man. He was very soft-hearted. He was a kind person. He looked as if he was someone that was very harsh, but he wasn't harsh. He was sweet. He was gentle. He knew how to treat a woman. When the two of us were together, he was very outspoken. He was a very shy person in front of other people, but I know with the person that he was.
And you feel hard for him?
Very hard. Very hard.
Yes, it's a lot of years that you know each other. And tell me about the birth of your baby son.
Yvonne, I gave birth to Yvonne in 2006 on February the 14th. That's a very special day.
Valentine's.
Yes, he was our Valentine present.
Wow, that's good.
Yes.
Yeah. And how did the father felt when the little boy showed up?
My late husband was very proud. Yvonne was his first son, his only child.
What I want to ask, when you and Wachile were together, there were some problems later in the relationship, and it made you to end up apart, and but shortly you were together again, and that was the story of how many years?
Me and Wachile, we parted for 8 years, but not even once was there a time that we didn't talk, because we had a son. We would communicate. He would phone me. He will ask me how his son is. He and his child had a very good bond. He was his father's son, and his child loved him very much. Whenever the child needed anything, he would go to his father. He would go and stay. Some weekends he will stay over at his father's place. Some other times he and his father went to Taung, where they visited his father's place
And
relatives there in Taung. He introduced my son to his family. They were very proud of him and being a father. I remember the first night, the first day, me and Wachile, we went to Carltonville. He went and showed his aunt his firstborn. And then when we got there, his aunt was saying, "Oh, this is our child. He looks just like Wachile's grandfather, Jacob."
But he's a copycat even of his own father.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they were very close. They loved each other very much. They would talk a lot. I can't remember a time where Wachile and Javan parted. They were very fond of each other.
Wow. And when it comes back into your life?
I remember that night, it was 11:30. He phoned me. He said, "Yvonne, we need to talk." And he came there at 12:30. He told me, "No, I want to come to you at midnight." And I was asking myself, why does this guy want to come at midnight to my place? I don't understand this. But anyway, I told him, "No, it's fine." I even gave someone a hint and said, "Remember, Wachile is coming." My friend, I told her, "Remember, Wachile is coming over." Yes. Okay, when he came to my place, we were talking in the vehicle. We were talking and he said that, "Yvonne, can't we fix the relationship that we had?" I said, "I don't have a problem." And then he told me that, "I want to get married to you. I want to settle down." And I asked him, "Are you finished playing?" Because now I'm finished playing. I want someone that knows what he actually wants. What I love about him is that he came and proposed, and knowing that he has money in his bank. He didn't just came and propose empty-handed. He was a man of his word, and that's what I love about my husband.
That's beautiful. Give me a time frame since the night he asked. How long was the preparation for your wedding?
Weeks, but then the venue that we wanted was already booked, so we only had to change the venue, and we had a time frame of 3 weeks that the wedding was perfectly planned. I remember we were in 3 places in one day, looking for a gown, looking for clothes, looking for decoration and stuff and everything that was needed. And I thank God that everything fell in place. My decorators were on point. My caterers were on point. The person that made my cake were on point. And everything fell in place. I remember I only told my mother, my parents, that we are going to get married. And she thought that we are joking. And I told her, "No, I'm not joking, I'm very serious." And we told them that we want to get married because our son is already 13 years of age. We need to settle down. We need to build a house, a family, a good family structure for my sons. And then my parents agreed to it. And then we had to go and tell his family. We went to his family and we told him that, "No, we are going to get married." Everything we did, it's like telling the families we did at night. because during the day he was at work, and at night we had to go and tell our people that this is what's happening. People were thinking that I'm trying to be funny because they know that we were separated, and when did this reunion happen? And I thank God that at the right time he put us to, he reunited us together. I thank God that everything fell in place and it was perfect.
Don't you think when we look with a human eye and take calculations, it was a rash decision?
I don't think so, that it was a rash decision, because our minds were made up. And one thing that I love about my husband is, and about myself, it's like, and when our minds were made up and we were telling ourselves that these things we are going to make it happen, it did happen. There was no empty promises. We made this thing happen, and
you worked together,
yes,
to make a success of everything.
Yes, definitely.
Wow. And then the big day arrived.
The big day.
If you think back of your day of marriage, kindly share with us, when did you marry?
Me and my husband, we got married in June, on the 8th of June 2019.
2019. Right. And what was outstanding for yourself on the day of your wedding?
What really was outstanding is like everything fell in place. The decoration, I remember there was supposed to be a mess, but everything fell in place.
Beautiful. Yeah. And some wow moment you remember or recall?
Some wow moment. I remember when we went and took the pictures. I'm a heavyweight. My late husband was
smaller frame.
Yes. And he picked me up. He wanted to pick me up. Then I told him, no, you cannot pick me up. I'm going to fall. He said, please try me. And then he picked me up.
Wow.
And that was a very nice picture.
There's something this woman said. She's heavyweight now. I don't know what to say about myself. But yeah, and he succeeded. And he has shown you that he has the strength to pick you up. And I believe for him, your weight was like a feather. Why I'm asking if you can go back to your special day for a wow moment, because it's the things we cherish, and nothing can take memories like that from us. Another question that I want to give to you, how long did it happen before that very bad day?
It only took 5 months. That was a very sad day.
So you were married just 5 months?
Yes. The thing that really make me confused is that how could he try so hard to have me in his life, and all of a sudden it was taken away from me in just a glimpse. My dream wedding, my perfect husband, was stolen from me. That's something that I stole, and I take it very hard to believe that he's gone. I can still remember his face. I can still see his smile. I can still see how he had looked at me with adoration. I can still hear his laughter in my ear. I can still hear the screams when we are when we have watched a scary movie, I still miss him a lot. I still can't believe that it has happened to me. That's something very hard to get over. It's something so hard to live with. But I thank God that He's given me strength. I thank God that Wahile left me with the most beautiful gift, our son. When I look at my son, I see his father. He's the only one, when I really miss my husband, that I want to look at. I thank God for the gift that my husband left me with.
I know it's painful to visit, but the cause of that, I think this is what we are struggling to accept. Usually when someone is ill and someone you know, are in a lot of pain or something, but here we have a handsome young man, strong, and the next moment he's not there because of death. What, if you feel comfortable to speak about the night, are you comfortable? Can we speak about it?
Yes, okay.
The Sunday morning, when you walk into your bedroom, what did you find?
That Sunday morning, when I got into our place, I found my husband hanging. He looked so beautiful. He looked so peaceful. And I thought that maybe he's not dead yet. I can still save him. And then I got on the chair. No, then went out to the kitchen. I went and grabbed a knife. I came in. And then I tear off the rope from his neck. And then he just fell there. He was already cold. I couldn't believe it.
What I want to say is the loss of employment. Did you know that it stressed him out and that he can take his life? Did you know that? Because here we have a man who comes to a woman that he has in his life for so many years, have a son with, and he asked this woman, can we take the journey of life together? And everything happened, beautiful, blissful wedding. And now we sit with a situation, loss of employment, and he can't bear that. Did he perhaps speak about him, or was there any conversation where you were speaking about how him not working affected him?
Yes, I can still clearly remember that morning when he came to me and he told me that they fired him. He was very emotional. I've never seen him so emotional because he felt that this was unfair. And what really frustrated us was the previous month, his bosses told him that they are going to give him an increase. They have never got a driver that drove like him. So his boss was supposed to give him an increase, but because they were shopping under another company. So that company previously also offered him a job. And he told me that they offered him a job and he told them they must give him time. And then we spoke about it. He told me that it won't work for them. And I told him, no, that's fine. You cannot betray your boss like that. Because he was fond of his boss. So I think the other reason is those people felt that the other company were making too much money. They need to get rid of the person that's putting so much effort in. He was a bus driver.
A hard worker.
He was a very hard worker. And we had plans. He told me that, listen, with my increase, the money that I'm going to get for the increase, we are going to save it away for our own vehicle. We had to buy a vehicle. He told me that he wants to do his own thing.
He wanted to start his own thing and become his own boss. And then the unfortunate happened where he lost his current employment. And that kind of pushed him over the edge. What I want to ask, when you look at him, did you see him as someone that is stressed? Was there any signs, any symptoms that made you to be alert?
He was very stressed. I remember there was nights, then he couldn't sleep. Then we would talk the whole night. I will tell him that, don't worry, you don't have any debt.
We will manage.
We will manage.
For better and worse.
Yes.
Yes. May I speak to the viewers for a moment? May I tell you that depression is real? The first show we did have, or topic in the chat room, we were covering depression, and we just touch it lightly. But here we sit in a situation where a newlywed husband, because of depression, ended his life and left his wife and sons devastated. I want to tell you out there, depression is real. Look after your mental health. Look after your loved ones. Look at change in behavior. And don't take it lightly, especially when someone mentioned about suicide. It is signs of depression. And remember, not everybody will admit that I'm depressed. Many people are ashamed of being depressed. But now I want to bring the viewers closer to home to say that. Tell your family. When you have your family meetings, your family gatherings, when you are just having family time, watching television for some time, put the TV off and tell your people depression is real. Listen to each other. Talk about things, but do not allow a red light to pass you by. Not everybody is strong enough to face a battle's head on. Not everybody is strong enough when they fail in something. Not everybody is strong enough when they have financial worry. Not everybody is strong enough. So it does not make that person less a person because he can't fight the way you fight. But let's be open to know that we have journeys that we are running, and that some people that don't have the same ability than yours need a pat on the shoulder, need some advice, need some direction. And remember, there are mental institutions out there that can be of help. What I want to say is, be alert. Know yourself, one. Know your people. Seek help. Thank you so much. Yvonne, I am satisfied with what we discussed to this point. I just want to thank God for how He carried you. How long is your husband departed?
It's exactly 10 months.
10 months.
10 months.
Yes. Before we close the conversation, tell me about your devastation. Tell me about your journey. How did you make it up to this far? Especially the first month or two. Your evenings alone. The one moment you were cuddling in bed and the next moment you were all by yourself. What did you do after the burial?
What I did after the burial, I went and stayed at my parents' house to get that support. And I thank God that there was a lot of people supporting me. There was my in-laws, his sisters, I thank God for them. Then there's my friends, the people that I'm going church with. I thank God. And here's my Pastor Frida, my friend, my sister, my beloved. I thank God for her. She helped me very much. I thank for the words of encouragement. I thank for my sisters that we had all night prayers with. I think everybody was praying for me because of the kind of strength that I had and the way that I could cope. That was abnormal. It sometimes I would ask myself that, how did I get through all this? But in each and every situation, I could just see the hand of God. I could see how God carried me through. And when I think about my two boys, I got courage. I got strength. And when I think about what we have done together, the nice memories, the awesome memories that my husband left me, it was awesome. I can still see him rejoicing in church. I can still see him talking to me. I can still see the laughter. That was very great. I pulled through.
Thank you. To all the widows out there who lost their life partner in this Women's Month, we are thinking about you. In this Women's Month, we thank God for the way He carried you. We know that there are a lot of pain, a lot of tears, even in your journey and in your story. Here we sit with a woman with such a limited and short period of happiness and bliss. But as she said, God carried her through. We want to encourage you out there. Be strong. We want to remind the church, God say, take care of the widow, take care of the orphan, and your blessing will be double. When we think of take care of this instruction, biblical instruction, we think it's only financially, but there is someone who's waiting on you to pick up the phone and call to ask, are you all right? To pick up the phone and say, I miss you. There are someone out there who's waiting on you to send a message. Someone out there who's waiting on a hug, encouragement. I want to thank you this day for chatting with us on such an intimate and personal topic, experience. Thank you for the bravery. Thank you for letting us in this very sensitive topic. May God continue to carry you. May God bless your sons. And as we are closing, I thank every viewer who were listening. Can we just show more love and touch the life in the heart of another human being? Thank you so much from the chat room at Frida Phyllis. Thank you.